Good morning! Welcome back to Ping Pong Flicks. You can call this an audio podcast, as I didn't have time to make a video last night. Was too busy checking on Twitter over and over, and kept refreshing everything, tried to decipher every single critic who attended the Justice League screening last night. But yes, it's still under embargo, so they can't say much or anything, if at all. What they did say is pretty much everybody says, I've seen Justice League. That's all I can say for now. Some of them had a little bit more positive oomph into it, exclamation. They can't wait to talk about it, but they can't. Some of them seems like a positive vibe, but as you know, just looking from texts, you can't really tell. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you ever seen that, what was that show? That Key and Peele show where the two friends are texting each other and it doesn't come out. They're reading it differently to themselves and it just doesn't come out how it's actually put. So judging from that, just looking at the tweets, I couldn't tell. There was one thing about a sandwich, that douche who put out a whole analogy sandwich thread and trying to review the Justice League using sandwich analogy, fooled everybody. He came out and said it was a totally bogus. He has gone and deleted the entire thread. Terrible, just terrible. Thank you, get out. He's from Birth Movies Death, the same company, the same site that Devin Faraci came from, so I would expect no less. But anyway, the tweets seem to have a positive vibe is what people are saying. Now, I think his name is Jeremy Conrad. I retweeted his tweet. He did say, he came out and said that, don't worry, relax. He has heard whispers that the movie is solid. The movie is solid. So please relax. The embargo is not going to lift. Now, lots more critics. The rest of the critics will be watching it this Saturday, whether that's for the London, I'm not sure. I think that's London, but they're going to be watching it on Saturday. I think they opened up the LA one because not many people could have flown down to London for that press junket. So I'm thinking they want to open it up to a couple bloggers and things like that, just especially the ones that actually went down to the behind-the-scenes shoots of Justice League back, months ago, like earlier this year. So I think it's great so far, but it's hard to tell, so I wouldn't get too excited. But I just hope hope that this is not one of those where it's positive at the beginning, and that was in Batman v Superman, and all of a sudden it just came crashing down. Okay, I hope it's not one of those situations. I'm really hoping that these positive, quote-unquote, so-called positive vibes are actually real positive vibes. There are some that are kind of sketchy a little bit. Like one guy said, I have not seen Justice League. I've been waiting all my entire life to see Justice League, but I have not seen it yet. You could take that as this is not the Justice League movie he wanted to see all his entire life, and that he has seen it. He was the editor at IGN, or he literally has not seen it. He sent somebody else from IGN to go down, and he literally waited all his life, and for some reason they never gave him the opportunity to see it. So you can take that for whatever as you will. There are other tweets like hashtag Unite the League, which is very promising. When he hashtags that, or when they hashtag Justice League, it seems like they're either excited for the movie or excited to write about it. I don't know. I'm not sure. There was one for Umberto. This is the one now. Umberto Gonzalez had Instagram sent out a tweet, says he's seen Justice League movie. The Instagram picture was of the Nolan Batman, the statue at the end of the Dark Knight trilogy, where after Dark Knight the Batman sacrifices themselves, and so he had a statue of that. Now everybody's wondering, why is he using that picture. Other people have pictures of the Batmobiles, all the Bat stuff, Batman stuff, and then this other guy, he tweeted out a little video saying, "I've seen Justice League. All I can say is I'm gonna call on my old friend," and he turns on the Nolan Batman signal. He just turns it on, and that's all he can say. Now, at first, when I was gathering all this, what's his name? Danny Altman? I forgot what his name. Danny Altier? I don't know. The guy who usually is with Humberto Gonzalez, El Mayimbe, for the Heroic Hollywood. They used to have that Heroic, I think they're still doing it, I'm not sure, the episodes. And so, and he had also tweeted out a quote of Ben Affleck's Batman saying to Alfred Jeremy Irons in Batman v Superman, where how many good guys and how many stayed that way. So I'm like, they're trying to decipher, why is everybody talking about Batman? And at first I had that huge sinking feeling. I know I was going to talk about this theory, but I think it's more, I don't think this is at all. I'm just going to tell you my initial reaction to it. So excuse me. So what he says with the Batman, I was having a sinking feeling that Batman's may not make it out. Like he's gonna be gone in this movie, and they're kind of commemorating him in a way that he went out, in a sacrificial fashion, and he's like the hero of the movie. And so that's what my initial thoughts, and I was having a sinking feeling about it. And some of you liked my tweet, so I guess you had the same feeling about it. But then I heard that that even the Forbes guy was there at the guy from Forbes had said they were, after the Justice League screening, they went to the first thing, they were moved to the first area, which is all Batman stuff. And so now I'm thinking, oh, okay, so they're at the Warner Brothers lot, they're at the Batman area, so they're able to do their first tweets over there, and so they have nothing to look at but Batman stuff. So it all just be a coincidence after all that this is just about Batman stuff. This is the only thing they can tweet about, the only in the area to show that they actually went to the screening. The only evidence that they can prove that they were actually there is by taking pictures of the Warner Brothers lot, the Batman area, because that's where they were. So then I didn't have that sinking feeling anymore. I didn't feel like, okay, maybe I'm looking too much into this like everybody else. I'm just looking too much into it. Could not sleep at all. Well, hard to sleep anyway. I just kept refreshing Twitter. My thumb went nuts. But anyway, and then came out a lot of, and I've been talking to several people, and it seems like the Batman, I've even retweeted some of these tweets, that Batman is focused because he is no longer the Batman who was in Batman v Superman. If you like that or not, that's totally up to you. But he is more towards like the comics version, more towards the Batman we've seen before, like you can say Michael Keaton Batman, but even Michael Keaton's Batman killed people. Well, more towards the comic version of Batman, I guess, or a acceptable Batman. A Batman that everybody, the general Batman public who didn't like Batman v Superman Batman, they went towards the Batman that they do appreciate and they do like. And so that makes sense that person tweeted out a video of him calling the Nolan Batman signal. That made sense, where everybody's focused on Batman, as well as because they were appropriately in the Batman area, but that makes sense. So it could just mean, maybe I'm looking too far into it, just mean that they're back. This Batman is someone that won't be controversial as the Batman v Superman Batman. He is more heroic because, and it makes sense, because Superman pretty much saved him in Batman v Superman. What I mean by save is that and you know what I mean, but he saved him from going into the dark place, trying to get revenge, get him out of that area, as the Batman v Superman Batman was still dreaming about his mother and father, still dreaming about his demons, and still that anger. So he finally released his anger. He is back to being that hero that he was once before, and it shows in this movie. So I think in that regard, these critics, if it's true, they're just trying to reassure everybody that this is the tone, this is the way this movie is going. Batman was saved, and there is evidence of that in this movie. So that's what I can take from this. There's going to be a lot more coming out, and hopefully by this Saturday the embargo lifts, and then we'll all learn more about what happens. I am just excited and nerve-wracking and up to almost tears when I heard that there's some that guy said to relax, and I don't forget his name. Conrad is all in. I can't look at it right now. I'm actually driving, but I am super excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for this Saturday. I'm going to be refreshing tweets today. See if any, I mean, yeah, they can't tweet about a social, there's an embargo on it. They can't do a full review. They can't do a social embargo. But, you know, people are people. Humans are humans, and humans talk, whether you agree to that or not. There's always that gossip. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of those. I've heard this, I've heard that. So, and there's also a lot of bogus ones, like the sandwich guy. Oh my God, that guy, I just swear to God. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching or listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.